Okay, Daniel 10:16 read, and behold, one like the similitude of the Son of Man touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrow are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord speak, talk with this my Lord? For all for me, straightway that remained no strength in me. Then came again and touched me, and one like unto the pierce of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved, but fear not, peace be unto thee. Still Daniel chapter 10. Be strong, yea, be strong. And when he had spoken to me, I was strengthened, and said, Let my Lord speak, but thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with thee, prince of Persia. And when I am gone, lo, the prince of Greece shall come. But he's telling him, when he's gone, that Alexander the Great will come, the prince of Greece, because he's coming to try to change time, trying his best to consume Jesus before he was born, because the prophet Isaiah had spoke these things, said he was coming to be born by a virgin called Mary. This is what he said. But I will show thee that which is noted in Scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things but Michael your princess. Remember the words of Jesus when he spoke? He said, the king did not, you sow good seeds in your field? Why is there tares growing among the wheat? And Jesus spoke in this parable in St. Matthew's chapter 13. An enemy has done this. He have done this because that was good tare. See, because when God had created the symbols in the beginning, speaking to Abraham, when he said he was going to give him that land, he taken Isaac as the seed part and created another form of peoples with three mixtures as was spoken of by Jesus in St. Matthew's. He had mixed all the race together and created a special race, a good seed, which entombed the Gentiles in the middle and had the African as the mother. That this was the seed, this was the wheat, being that God had created for himself to be a redeemer for the whole world, where Jesus was to be born. But to prevent Jesus from being born, Alexander the Great came in with his mighty army and his troops and tried his best to contaminate the woman because he didn't want Jesus to be born a product of the black race. Trying to steal an identity. This is the truth. But I will show thee that which is noted in the scriptures of the truth. And there is none that holdeth with me in those things but Michael your prince. Chapter 11, Daniel chapter 11. Also in the first year of Darius the Media, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen him. And now will I show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the fourth shall be far richer than they all. He's talking about the Gentiles, not Africa, but the Gentiles. All these coming from Gentiles because this is a family tradition. It's coming from the white horse. They're coming from the red horse, and they're coming from the pale horse. But God will send them here. This is the pedigree which they're coming from. They're coming from the richest nation. It says, behold, and now will I show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the 4th shall be far richer than they all, and by their richness, his richness, strength, and through his riches he shall stir up all against the reign of Greece, the reign of Greece. And a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. I'm going to stop it right there. Stop right there. The 4th one was the United States of America. This takes us all the way back to Daniel chapter 2, when he spoke of the Nebuchadnezzar had the dream of the vision of the head of fine gold, the shoulders and the arms of silver, the breast, down the belly, and all in the legs, thighs was brass, and the legs of iron, and the feet part clay and part iron. I said this was a symbol of the United States of America. But what God was talking and referring to, it was not Egypt. Egypt was a black nation. It was talking about the Gentiles. The Gentiles was coming down out of the north. It came from these, the white horse, which was called have been a product of the fallen angels. What it was, it had 2 significance. You go back to Daniel chapter 6, I believe, 5 or 6, when God sent Persia in there because the son of Nebuchadnezzar had taken and put a vile substance in the vessels of God. God uses a symbol, causing them to be contaminated, giving us the same formula of what is going on today. By the children of Israel, by the seed of Isaac, being the vessels of God, when they take the law of Moses from these children, Hebrew children, mixing the substance of a democracy with them, giving them a law of democracy, by these being vessels of God, which supposed to only have the law of Moses in them, when they take in place the law of democracy in the land of Abraham, then they contaminate the vessels. And when they put a defiled substance in the vessels of God, then God got to come and bring judgment upon that nation, nations that do this. They have transgressed and blasphemed against God. He have to curse their land and the nation, the vessels that receive this law called the mark. He will have to curse them. But the one that holds their integrity towards God and maintain their status quo and maintain the law of Moses and honor Jesus, because through Jesus is the only way we can get back to God, because Jesus is the true vine that stand in the stead of both Adam and Eve. Is a pedigree descending from Adam and Eve. The flesh part having a father of Isaac and a mother which came from Ham, who was of the first fruits of the earth, which came from Adam and Eve. Well, where this takes us to in Bible prophecy, it told us in Isaiah chapter 7 that they're going to be forsaken by both kings before Jesus was going to be born. And as I showed you in St. Matthew's, he was born.